Well, the sea terminal, the boat's about to come in, and Jan's here, who's notified the press that she's going to make a demonstration today in regard to an incident that happened on board. I have got to say that you'll also find on Manx.net a statement from the steam packet who completely say you haven't got this right at all, and really there's been no complaint from the people concerned. So what's this all about?
Well, for starters, that's not true.
Well, from people that on that boat that day, that was your son's girlfriend, is that right?
Yes.
She and the other person did not make a complaint, as far as this is what the steam packet is saying in their statement, while on board.
That's not what my son and Fliss told me.
Okay. Secondly, that you got all these allegations. In fact, tell the story as you want us to tell it, and I'll come back to you what the steam packet is saying.
They were coming over for Christmas, and Fliss went off. She wanted to go to the shop. She wanted to go to the bathroom. She was bored sitting in that tiny little lounge with the dog, because it's an assist dog. However, they wouldn't allow her to bring it out of the dog pound. So basically, she didn't have the dog with her when she went to the bathroom. Bryn is an extraordinary assist animal. He will bark to command. If you say, "Speak, Bryn," he will bark for you. Had he been with her, he might have been able to get her out. There was a white cord against a white wall in direct contravention of EU regulations. It is red now, but it wasn't when they came on that ship.
Okay, just again, in their statement they say that it was not against EU regulations in the sense of being a ship. It's not under the same regulations as if it's on land. You aware of that?
I don't actually think that the steam packet can walk away from their duty of care to their passengers. I'm sorry. EU regulations say a disabled toilet has a red cord. I don't care where that toilet is, it should have a red cord. Had there been one, Felicity would not have spent an hour in that loo screaming.
And she just couldn't get out then?
No, every time she tried to open the huge, heavy door, the boat would tilt and it would send her flying backwards. She was upside down, she crashed into the sink, she crashed into the toilet. She was black and blue and covered in lumps from head to toe.
Now, they have made these changes since, I understand. You're aware of that as well, aren't you? You've been asked to have a look at it, I believe.
Well, yes. When I was booking them to come for Easter, I came down and asked, could I take a picture of the disabled toilet? And they took me on board, and Captain of Captains, Kane Taha, is a lovely gentleman. He took me on board. He showed me the shiny new red cord, which has only just been installed. It was at the behest of the Manx disabled people. Keith Fitton, I believe, from Leonard Cheshire, was instrumental in that red cord being put in. And basically, yes, they did that. They've put some handholds so that if you're getting thrown around in a gale, you'll have something to grab onto, but no button on the door. Okay. And that's the most important thing of all.
Okay, we're going to run the full statement from the steam packet here, because I think it's important, because they really have rebutted everything you've said. You've also had other goings on with the steam packet. Are you just got it in for them?
Oh, absolutely not.
So you have got some other unfinished business, should we say, with them?
My issue with the steam packet is that they do not treat the disabled with dignity and respect. If you arrive and without telling them you're disabled, they will make no effort whatsoever to assist you, because you have to pre-book as a disabled person.
Now
Why?
But you have been in touch about all this. You have had response from them, but you're not happy with what they said then?
Well, no. Basically, I've had two emails from Mr. Watts and Mr. Woodward talking about terms and conditions, and I don't give a fig for their terms and conditions. Disabled people have a right to have some dignity when they travel, and saying a 21-year-old adult shouldn't travel alone or go to the toilet alone, I think is shameful. Absolutely shameful.
Okay, there's obviously complete separation here between what they're saying and what you're saying overall here, but indeed, they're saying they're complying with all the regulations and have actually made those changes since to that thing.
Yes, but they weren't in December when that girl was traumatised. She spent her entire Christmas and New Year in bed.
You're here today, you set up a little PA system, I understand, and you're going to do what?
I'm basically going to speak to the passengers coming off the ship in a moment and ask them if any of them would like to support me.
Okay. If the steam packet asked to speak to you directly, were you happy to go and see them?
I've tried to see them. I've tried to have meetings with Mr. Watts. I tried to have a meeting with Mr. Woodward. They refused to see me. Captain Tahar was the only one who would actually come and speak to me face to face. Mr. Watts wouldn't answer my calls, and I got a terms and conditions email. I'm not impressed in the least.
So this is a one-off here today, is it?
Well, that depends on what happens today. We'll see what sort of response. The ship's going in for work for a month. It would be a very simple thing to adjust the fittings inside. There are lovely light doors for the able bodies to get in and out of the toilets. There is not a similar thing for disabled people. There's a ridiculously heavy door that they can't open.
And I think they said in their statement again they couldn't move that.
That's a lie. They could if they wanted to. They do not have the will to. Use the purser's office. He's busy when the ship's full. Basically, I don't care where they put it, but they need to move it. They say they can't put a button on the door because on the deck below is a fire hazard. Why would you build a disabled toilet over a fire hazard? I don't understand the rationale.
Okay. Well, we've heard both sides of this. Obviously, just a statement from the steam packet and what you said.
I would love to speak to them directly. I did try several times.
Okay. Well, we'll see what comes out of this.
Thank you very much.